Have you ever paused mid-cheer and wondered if the very pillars of our dynasty could be shaken by a single seismic swap? What would it mean if the Splash brother we've revered for years suddenly donned a different shade of blue and gold alongside? Someone we once saw as a rival? Could trading our rising star for one of the greatest scorers of this generation rewrite everything we know about loyalty and legacy in Golden State? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report. Today, we're wading into the swirling storm around a potential blockbuster. Kevin Durant for Jonathan Kuminga, yes, you heard that right, and maybe even a sweetener in Nikola Vujicic's expiring contract. Smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of the action. Rumors emerged earlier this week when sources close to the organization hinted that Golden State could exercise a $21.4 million trade exception tied to Vujicic's salary, dangling Kuminga and perhaps other youth assets as bait for KD's services. Imagine Kevin Durant, four-time scoring champion, Finals MVP, Olympic gold medalist slipping on that Warriors jersey again, walking through the tunnel at Chase Center to reunite with Steph and Draymond. The very thought sends shivers through Dub Nation. Yet it's whispered in hushed tones in front offices from LA to Brooklyn. It started when ESPN's League Insider dropped the bombshell. The Warriors have a narrow window before draft night to leverage that exception. Jonathan Kuminga, the 7 feet 0 inches athletic marvel drafted 7th overall in 2021, has flash game-changing potential, averaging 12.1 points and 4.6 rebounds on 48% shooting last season, with a wingspan that suffocates, passing lanes, and a vertical leap that redefines rim protection. But turnover woes and inconsistent shot selection have fueled whispers that Golden State could pivot him into a trade package for Durant's championship pedigree. Could this be the moment they swap youthful upside for proven superstar firepower? History gives us wild parallels. Recall the summer of 2016 when KD made his earth-shaking move from Oklahoma City to Golden State, forging a super team that won back-to-back titles. Now, steering the wheel back toward Durant feels like déjà vu with higher stakes. This time, though, the question looms larger. Are the Warriors willing to mortgage their future core Kuminga's untapped burst, Moses Moody's perimeter promise, and Brandon Podziemski's rookie-year grit to reignite a champion whose loyalty was once questioned? Some insiders believe that this is the front office's way of sending a message. Championships aren't for nostalgia, they're for now. The ripple effects would be instantaneous. With Durant's arrival, the pick-and-roll dynamics shift from Curry reading defenses to Durant-Curry isolation duels, forcing opponents to choose between guarding the deep pull-up or contesting the relentless drives. Steph's gravity would only deepen, creating driving lanes for Draymond's court vision and explosive cutters like Clay. Yet, could Golden State's bench chemistry withstand the loss of Kuminga's energy? Without his athletic rebounds and wing defense, would Kevin Looney and J. Mitchell Green see their roles magnified beyond sustainable levels? Fans are wondering if the gap between star power and depth could be bridged by the mere presence of a four-time scoring champ. Meanwhile, across the league, the Lakers, Clippers, and Nuggets are salivating at the possibilities. LA's front office, already eyeing cap maneuvers to land Kawhi, now imagines feasting on a Warriors core hollowed out by Durant acquisition. Denver's Nikola Jokic, fresh off a historic MVP run, could see less resistance in the paint without Kuminga's length to disrupt his spin cycles. Oklahoma City, incensed by what they feel was a betrayal in 2016, watches with glee, perhaps dreaming of Wilson Chandler-style revenge. Could this mean the Western Conference hierarchy will rearrange itself yet again, with Golden State taking one giant leap backward to catapult forward? Back in the Bay, barstools and sports blogs are ablaze. One Twitter thread read, "Trading Kuminga for Durant is pure genius, youth is overrated," while another angrily countered, "We're sacrificing our future for a Band-Aid title run." Veteran journalist Shams Charania chimed in on a podcast. Sources say the Dubs are torn. Some executives see KD's fit next to Curry as seamless. Others fear it's too much of a gamble given salary constraints. Even Draymond Green, on his recent live stream, cryptically remarked, "You never know what management's thinking until you walk into the facility and see a new face in practice," sending social feeds into meltdown dots statistically. Durant's track record against Golden State is electric. In 12 playoff games since leaving for Brooklyn, he's averaged 32.4 points on 52.1% shooting, torching the Dubs with 40.7% accuracy from deep. Contrast that with Kuminga's every other game. Flashes 20 points here, a thunderous putback dunk there, and you see the risk calculus. Is it possible that those peaks of brilliance are enough to outvalue Durant's steadfast excellence? Some insiders believe that the very gaps Golden State aim to address consistent scoring in elimination games. Veteran leadership are only solvable by bringing back a seasoned champion. But let's not overlook the human element. Kuminga, just 20 years old, has spoken of his love for the Bay and the mentorship of Curry and Green. A trade could sting like betrayal, fracturing morale in the locker room. Conversely, Durant's rumored interest in reuniting with his old teammates could ignite a cultural renaissance, elevating summer workouts to headline events and drawing free agents who crave to play alongside one of the game's greatest. Fans are wondering if Durant's star power could attract someone like Bradley Beal or CJ McCollum this offseason, compounding the seismic shift. We haven't even touched on Nikola Vucevich's role. His expiring $21.4 million deal could be the financial grease that eases a 2-for-1 swap, ensuring the Warriors don't breach luxury tax hell. If UVVO opts in, the books balance. If not, Golden State retains cap flexibility to reload around a Durant Curry core. Could this strategic maneuver be the chess move that outwits rival G-Miz, granting the Warriors both superstar luster and long-term depth? As the rumor mill churns, one thing is clear. The Dubs front office is toying with fire. Sacrifice the raw potential of Kuminga, Moody, and Podziemski for Durant's cold-blooded scoring might. This isn't just roster building. It's philosophical warfare. Some insiders believe that if Golden State hesitates, they risk becoming a cautionary tale of what happens when ambition quashes evolution. Others argue that without this bold stroke, the dynasty's window slams shut, leaving only nostalgia in its wake. But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Warriors supporter, I believe that while the heart aches at the thought of losing Kuminga's untamed energy, the chance to reunite with Kevin Durant could propel us into an era of unparalleled dominance if we're brave enough to pull the trigger. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. Riding the wave with me? Smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you're first in line for every splashy update in blue and gold. Now that we've unpacked the earth-shattering possibility of Kevin Durant sliding back into our lineup in exchange for Jonathan Kuminga and cap-savvy pieces, the real fireworks start. Picture KD slipping on that iconic jersey once more, stepping onto the court next to Steph Curry and Draymond Green in a starting five that drips with lethal versatility. Could this mean defenses have to guard 4 all-star caliber scorers at once? Is it possible that a lineup featuring Curry, Durant, Thompson, Green, and Looney could outpace any rival at the pace and space game? Fans are wondering if this configuration might resurrect the dynasty days of old only faster, deeper, and deadlier. But what about the ripples running through the rest of the roster? With Kuminga's explosive athleticism departing for another franchise, Golden State's bench dynamics will shift overnight. Moses Moody stands poised to inherit the wing minutes Kuminga once owned. His three-point stroke and lengths suddenly elevated from rotational filler to critical spacing assets. Meanwhile, rookie Brandon Podziemski's rehab timeline becomes even more pivotal. His core strength drills in the training room could determine whether he carves out those precious 15 minutes per night or watches from the sideline. Could Podziemski's return coincide with Durant's arrival to form a lethal second unit featuring Curry off-ball action and fresh legs attacking closeouts? Some insiders believe that Steve Kerr will stagger minutes to keep KD and Steph fresh in the fourth quarter, unleashing Podziemski, Moody, and Andrew Wiggins to patrol the defensive end when the stars need rest. And let's not forget Bronny James, budding talent who has soaked up wisdom from LeBron in the gym and Curry in summer clinics. With Kuminga traded away, Kerr might reward Bronny with those coveted 8 to 10 late-game minutes, fast-tracking his progression under the bright lights of high-stakes contests. Could this seismic shift be the catalyst for Bronny's first real taste of NBA pressure, turning him into a fan-favorite messenger of the future? Fans on social media are already buzzing about #BronNYWatch, arguing that only a franchise-shaking move like this could justify giving James Jr. a shot to shine when the arena roars. Its approval, Draymond Green remains the emotional epicenter of this team, but his role faces redefinition. Without Kuminga's defensive versatility to share the load, will Kerr dial back Draymond's minutes to preserve his health deep into May and June? Or might Green double down on his lockdown duties to compensate for a bench lacking Kuminga's length? Some say this trade empowers a more deliberate load management strategy, shorten starter stints to 30 minutes, then unleash a turbocharged bench with kedged-up energy. Is it possible that Golden State's gold standard defense could become an even greater strength by leaning into rotation depth rather than star volume? Across the league, rival G-Niz are plotting countermoves. In Denver, Nuggets coach Michael Malone is muttering about exploits in pick-and-roll coverages, noting how Jokic feasted on mismatches when the Warriors' wings lacked elite size. Now, facing Durant's return and a thinner forward core, could Denver leverage Aaron Gordon's athleticism and Jamal Murray's pick-and-pop to exploit those gaps? Meanwhile, OKC's front office, stunned by Durant's departure in 2016, is rumored to be keeping tabs, perhaps angling for a late-season trade to snag Kuminga's supersonic tools. Clippers faithful, ever opportunistic, are already tweeting for a Paul George swap back to Golden State, imagining him thriving alongside Steph in small ball lineups. Could this domino effect reshape the Western Conference hierarchy, forcing franchises to retool midseason just to keep pace? When the playoffs roll around, the strategic chess match becomes even more thrilling. Durant's playoff pedigree averaging 29.7 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 5.8 assists in elimination games could tip series that once slipped through our fingers. Envision KD and Steph orchestrating two-man blitzes, dragging double teams before dishing to slam-hungry role players running off Draymond's screens. Could this lethal combo erase the memory of last year's Game 7 letdown? Some insiders believe that the mere threat of Durant's mid-game scoring burst will force opponents into uncomfortable rotations, opening lanes for Curry's off-ball threes and leaving room for the bench to exploit scrappy defenders. Yet, amid all this speculation, the human element strikes deepest. Kuminga's departure would leave a locker room void no longer the breakout alp of unbridled youth, learning from Curry's craft and Draymond's fire. Fan forums lament the lost jungle energy, while others argue that a trophy mindset demands big sacrifices. On Instagram Live, Draymond dropped a cryptic, "Trust the process even when it costs you," sending ripples of debate through Dub Nation. Even Andre Iguodala, watching from afar, posted "Legacy greater than comfort" as a simple caption under a photo of his finals MVP ring, a reminder that championship DNA often requires hard, sometimes heartbreaking choices. Could this moment be golden proof that Golden State still operates on a win-now credo, no matter the cost? As the rumors swirl faster than Curry's step-back splashes, one truth emerges: this potential Durant for Kuminga deal transcends mere roster tinkering. It's a philosophical crossroads. Do the Warriors chase one more title with proven greatness, or do they nurture the next generation, betting on untamed promise? Fans are wondering if this is the gamble of a lifetime, or the blueprint for an enduring dynasty. Is this audacious enough to land another banner at Chase Center? Personally, as a ride-or-die member of Dub Nation, I believe that sometimes greatness demands a leap of faith, And reuniting with Kevin Durant could be the spark that ignites our title pursuit if we dare to pull the trigger. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report so you never miss another explosive update.